Welcome to our channel. Today, we have the following news. Why The Princess's Gambit failed to impress audiences. After just 5 days of airing, The Princess's Gambit is already showing clear signs of being a commercial and critical disappointment. Daily viewership numbers have failed to surpass 20 million, a stark contrast to the 40 million views racked up by its competitor The Dream Book, which premiered at the same time. According to a report by Soho, the drama's downfall can be traced to multiple factors, chief among them a weak, incoherent script and the underwhelming performances of its leads, Meng Ziyi and Liu Zuyi. The storyline centers around Zhang Taohuan, a disgraced princess from the Biran Kingdom, who is sent away for a political marriage. However, due to an unexpected turn of events, she is rejected by the prince she was meant to marry and is instead forced to become the concubine of the left minister, Shen Ziyi. While the setup promises intrigue and palace politics, the execution falls flat. The series attempts to combine too many dramatic themes, revenge, conspiracy, family conflict, yet fails to weave them into a cohesive and compelling narrative. One of the biggest criticisms from viewers is the lack of logic behind key plot developments. Audiences found it hard to believe that a royal princess would so easily submit to becoming a concubine without significant resistance or explanation. Numerous scenes were described as unrealistic, forced, and devoid of originality. Some even accused the production of borrowing heavily from the story of Pearl Girl, a previously aired drama starring Zhao Lusi and Liu Yuning. Beyond the flawed script, the overall tone and technical elements of the show have also come under fire. The background music, for instance, was deemed excessive and intrusive, often overwhelming scenes instead of enhancing their emotional impact. Attempts to build tension frequently backfired. Due to clumsy pacing and poorly structured drama, intense moments turned unintentionally comical. Rather than feeling suspense, viewers found themselves laughing at scenes that were clearly meant to be serious or emotionally charged. Ultimately, The Princess's Gambit is a cautionary tale about how even with a visually appealing cast and high production values, a poorly written script and misguided direction can doom a series before it ever gets the chance to shine. In a historical drama like The Princess's Gambit, which features a complex character setup and layered emotional arcs, the actors' performances play a decisive role in determining the show's success. Unfortunately, Meng Ziyi falls short of expectations. Despite her elegant appearance, she struggles to convey the emotional nuances required by the role. Her facial expressions are often stiff, and her crying scenes appear forced and unnatural, making it difficult for viewers to connect with her character on a deeper level. The portrayal lacks subtlety, rendering her performance flat and one-dimensional. As a result, the audience finds it hard to empathize with her journey, weakening the emotional core of the story. This shortcoming has sparked criticism on platforms like Douban, where some viewers harshly commented that Meng Ziyi may have the looks for costume dramas but lacks the acting skills to carry a demanding role. While visual appeal might attract initial attention, it is ultimately the depth and authenticity of performance that sustain a historical drama. In the case of The Princess's Gambit, Meng Ziyi's inability to bring her character to life has become a significant point of contention among the audience. Liu Zuyi's acting, while not entirely lacking, fails to leave a lasting impact due to its lack of emotional depth and character nuance. Despite being portrayed as a powerful figure with complex internal struggles, his performance remains largely one-dimensional and restrained, preventing the audience from fully connecting with his role. There is a noticeable absence of emotional fluctuation, making his portrayal feel distant and uninspiring. This becomes even more apparent when he shares the screen with Meng Ziyi. The stark contrast in their expressions, energy, and overall screen presence highlights a clear imbalance in the pairing. Their interactions lack chemistry, and instead of complementing each other, their differences in acting styles create a sense of disconnection. As a result, the main couple appears mismatched, weakening the romantic storyline at the heart of the drama. In a production that heavily relies on emotional tension and character dynamics, Liu Zuyi's restrained performance limits the potential of his role and undermines the overall cohesion of the narrative. While technically competent, his acting ultimately lacks the spark or breakthrough moment that could have elevated his character and added depth to the drama's emotional core. Some viewers did not hold back in their criticism, with one bluntly commenting, Liu Zuyi standing next to Meng Ziyi looks more like an uncle and niece than a romantic couple, even though they are only 5 years apart. This sentiment reflects a broader opinion that Liu Zuyi might not be suited for leading roles in historical romance dramas and should consider exploring different genres that better match his strengths. The Princess's Gambit has been bombarded with 1 and 2 star ratings on Douban, with common complaints targeting its illogical plot, unconvincing performances, and unsatisfactory visual presentation. From storyline to cast, the project appears to have fallen short on all fronts. Even with a cast marketed as visually stunning, the series fails to connect with audiences due to its shallow script, lackluster acting, and a clear lack of chemistry between the leads. Ultimately, The Princess's Gambit serves as a cautionary tale in the entertainment industry, proving that surface-level beauty and star power alone are not enough to compensate for a production that lacks emotional depth, strong storytelling, and cohesive character dynamics. It seems unlikely that the drama will be able to redeem itself in the public eye anytime soon.